What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a Diana full guide. I hope you guys are ready, so let's get right into this video. Alright, so starting off with the ruins, you're going to want to go Domination Tree and you're going to want to go Sorcery. Now for the Domination Tree, you're going to want to go Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, and Relentless Hunter. Now the reason you want to go Electrocute is because Diana is a snowball burst assassin, meaning she either gets really far ahead and can just one-shot anyone, or she can fall really far behind and just be completely useless. So it's best that you try to output as much raw damage as you can. Now for Sudden Impact, it gives you magic penetration, so when you ult, it's basically just more burst for you. Now Eyeball Collection is just more damage to one-shot squishies, and it also helps champions like Diana snowball. Now for the last one, I just like to go Relentless Hunter. Now for the Sorcery Tree, you want to go Absolute Focus because it gives a fair amount of AP and helps secure kills early to mid-game. It works especially well with Gathering Storm for a lot of AP, and you want to go Gathering Storm for the last because it's really good for the late game. Also, it helps you with the AP. Now for your summary spells, you typically always want to run Flash, Ult, obviously, and you want to run Ignite because you want to start snowballing the game as best as you can. I'm not going to go into a lot of details of that, but I'm just going to move right along. Now for Diana's passive, Moon Silver Blade, casting an ability grants Diana 30 to 90% based on Moonfall's rank, bonus attack speed for the next 3 basic attacks, but every third basic attack within 3.5 seconds cleaves nearby enemies for 20 to 250 based on level, plus 80% of ability power, bonus magic damage, and restores 15% of ability power's mana. Now for Diana's Q, Crescent Strike, Diana swings her blade to unleash a bolt of lunar energy, afflicting enemies with moonlight for 3 seconds and dealing 60 to 200 AP plus 70% of ability power magic damage in an arc before exploding. Now for Diana's W, Pale Cascade, Diana creates 3 orbiting spheres for 5 seconds that detonates on contact with enemies to deal 22 to 70 magic damage plus 20% ability power per orb in an area. She also gains a temporary shield that absorbs 40 to 100 plus 30% ability power damage. This shield is refreshed if all 3 spheres are detonated. Now for Diana's E, Moonfall. The passive on this increases the attack speed gained from Moon Silver Blade to 50 to 90%, but the active on this is that Diana reveals and draws nearby enemies up to 225 units towards her location, slowing them by 35 to 55% for 2 seconds. Now for Diana's ult, Lunar Rush, Diana dashes to an enemy dealing 100 to 220 plus 60% of ability power magic damage, and consuming all active moonlight debuffs. Lunar Rush has no cooldown when used to teleport to a target afflicted with a moonlight debuff, even if Diana is interrupted during her dash. Now for Diana's ability sequence, what you usually typically want to start with in lane is her W, and then you want to go Q, and then I usually put another point into my W, and then I go E next at like level 4, but you want to max your Q first and then your W. Typically for your item build, you want to start Corrupting Potion, but when you back, what you really want to rush into is typically the Dark Seal, and then Hextech Revolver, and then your boots. The reason you want to get the Dark Seal is because buy one of these if you back without enough gold. For your Hextech Revolver, it gives you mana and sustain in lane, and it's pretty gold efficient item overall. It also helps you to snowball if you're able to get ahead. Now, but for your core items, typically from what I see most people run on Diana is Hextech Protobelt, Spellbinder, and then Rabadon's Death Cap, and then Morella Nomicon. And now for boots, you typically go Sorcerer Shoes, but if they're stacking a lot of AP, you want to go Merc Treads, and if they're a full AD comp, you want to go Ninja Tabbies. Now for late game, for defensive items, you typically want to get Zhonya's Hourglass, or Void Staff, or Banshee's Veil. But if you're super fed in your head, I recommend getting Magi Soul Stealer, but this is really a risky buy. But if you're really fed in a head, then it's okay to buy that item. Now for Diana's laning phase, generally Diana wants to farm in lane versus most ranged champions though. Although her Q is a strong lane trading tool, you will lose most fights if you walk up to a ranged champion only because they can just hit you while kiting you back. Thus, we can just use your W to last hit melee minions and use Q to last hit range minions. But you typically in melee versus range matchups as Diana, you want to just play safe until level 6, or if you get a gank from your jungler. But if you need to initiate the jungle gank, consider using your E and then flashing right after you activate the E, like simultaneously. This will almost always guarantee a kill if your jungler is in a good position. But however, against melee matchups, Diana wants to play a little more aggressive. Through the trading strength of her W, it is strongly recommended to take a second point into W level 3 against melee matchups, as the point is more effective than the Q is against melees. However, we must be wary of the enemy power spikes. For example, never try to trade with talent at level 2 by stepping back, farming with your Q strike, and avoiding trades when the enemy laner is strong, and taking trades when you are stronger. Usually level 1 and 3 when you put points into W. Nearly every melee matchup should be a breeze for Diana in those situations. Now typically when you're approaching team fights with Diana, you want to try to avoid as much CC as possible. Look for flanks because she is an assassin. So that's how I really recommend to approaching team fights. Try to initiate team fights if you can as Diana, only because she's pretty tanky honestly, and she's able to get in and do a lot of damage while being able to sustain herself in the team fights. Now some of Diana's combos typically go like this. You're going to want to throw 2 auto attacks and then her Q, and then ultimate, and then W, and then throw an auto attack in, and then E, and then a second combo could be 2 auto attacks, Q, alt, W, auto attack, E, auto attack, alt, auto attack. Now for another combo, it could be 2 autos, a Q, then you wait 2.5 seconds typically, and then you want to alt, W, auto attack, Q, alt, auto attack, E, auto, ultimate, and then auto attack again. And then for just a fast burst combo, you want to alt, W, E, Q, but if you want to initiate people and catch them by surprise, like I said, cast your E, but right as you cast it, flash where you want to initiate the team fight to catch people off guard to help start the team fights. Thank you guys seriously so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below about any specific matchups, and I'll try to do my best to help you guys out. Thank you guys seriously so much for watching. I know I've already said this, but hit that like and subscribe button. Turn that bell notification on if you haven't already, and also make sure you check out my other videos if you haven't as well. And stay tuned for more guides to come. And if you guys like these kind of videos, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.